If you hear me say a song like Me I be person, anything I talk be different from another person. Hey, don't stress me. Everybody then in time, everybody then blessing. But make I tell them say, monkey no fine, but he mother like him. They say he get talent, but them never sign him. You no get gong, but you go there from gang. If I sing songs like that, do you really listen to the lyrics?
The matter chop hot. Assembly diloto. Hey! Aye!
This is the Grammy-inspired edition of Roland Report. Today's episode here, it is one of a kind because there are lots of conversations going on online, and some of them, I have some explanations to it. But then, African dancehall king Shatta Wale has been considered for Grammy nominations, and he is already in the considering stage. So many people are talking about it, while some people are using it as neck pressing. Some of us will give in-depth explanation to what it means of that particular post or that particular letter that Shatta has received. It is not only Shatawali. This morning we woke up and others have also posted theirs. What does this particular letter mean to musicians in Ghana or even the Ghanaian music industry? My name is Roland Amate. You are welcome to another beautiful edition live on Roland Report. So if you are watching, make sure you subscribe, share your views in the comment section. The father to God is holding me down, as well as Ghana's #1 ride-hailing app, Shagzy. Go on your Google Play Store, your App Store, download the app. If you're a driver, you download the one with the blue icon where you subscribe with just 20 Ghana cedis. Non-expiry, you pay no commission, no service charge. And if you're a rider, wherever you want to go, safe, secure, and affordable, just download Shagzy today and you are good to go. Now, let's go straight into the conversation. Shatta Wale during late hours of yesterday, that is and then it's cried, I mean, and then second, that is the 1st of October, came to make a post. And in that post, in fact, that post can be seen on his Facebook, his Instagram, his X page, among other social media platforms. And it was a letter that has been received from the Recording Academy, that is Grammys. And what did the letter say? The letter says, the letter says, thank you for participating in the 68th Annual Grammy Award process. We are excited to provide you with an overview of your entry placement, especially since some entries do get moved during the screening process. Please know that the Academy has carefully verified and screened every entry to ensure that each one has been placed in the most appropriate category. Any entries found to be ineligible, duplicated, or otherwise removed from the entry process will be located at the bottom of your entry list. And this is what was sent. And under this particular letter came the category of which these products or these songs were put under, as stated in the letter. And it has Latin, global, reggae and new age, ambient or chant, which is the best African music performance. And in that, they added Shatawali's web ID. The artist is Shatawali. Title of recording, Street Crown, that is African dancehall, and entry number even in the letter. When Shatta received this particular post or this particular letter, did not keep still, but came on social media to make a post about this letter. Well, so many people have different conversations about it. But then, me saka letter yi, and I'm the kofa gem, me the kofa fidiem. But before I tell you what this means, let's go into the post or the caption that Shatta gave this particular post when he posted on social media. It says, Grammy Academy approves Shatta Wale's Street Crown for official consideration. And he said, this moment is not just about me. It is about Ghana, Africa, and every fan of African dancehall. From the street to the world stage, our sound and culture now stand on the biggest platforms. Thank you to the Grammy Academy for recognizing this entry. Win or lose, it's a victory for the Shatta movement and every youth who believes that dreams come through hard work, consistency, and faith. And this is the post that Shatta made. When this particular post hits the internet, of course, trust Shatta movement fans to be in a jubilant mood. And dear, you can't tell them what to do. You cannot tell them what to do, because when it gets to this point, this is a win. Especially looking at the kind of conversations that sometimes people have about Shatawali, calling him the local champion, the one who doesn't have the global recognition, the one who doesn't go international, and find him see him. So when this thing hit the internet, so many people started asking questions. That what is the difference between this particular letter or this particular post and others that we have seen in the past? Because usually what we get or what we usually see is about some of these flyers going up and down, telling people, or sometimes publicizing the works that these artists have done in the year under review. And most of them, the title of these whole, how do we call it, artworks is just Grammy for your consideration. Some people, I remember at a point, there were so many conversations about even how to even create the artwork. Ebinom say, oh, ebitimi hu artwork, we need a say you don't qualify. Obitimi hu artwork, we need a so there are certain informations that are not on the artwork, so you don't qualify. But then, this is a new phase of that particular Grammy consideration stage. And what does it mean? Now, Medifair Gemno, this is what I got. It says, this document shows that Shatawali, the artist, made an official submission to the Grammys. That is the 68th Annual Grammy Awards. That is what it means. The second one says, the submitted work is Street Crown, and Street Crown is African dancehall, under the category the best African music performance. If you know Street Crown very well, you know it comes off an EP, a recently released EP of Shatawali, that is the voice of the Crown, which has other songs like Focus, Street Crown, among other top songs on it. And out of these particular body of work, Street Crown has now been recognized in the consideration stage for nomination for Grammys. And that is what it means. And it says, which falls under a wider field of Latin, global, reggae, and new age, ambient or chant. It means that with this particular category or with this particular song, it is going to compete under the best African performance category. That is if it is being considered or if it enters into the nomination stage. That is the kind of category it is going to compete or it is going to be under. And the kind of, your friend is saying, genre of music or types of music or sounds that this particular song is going to compete has to do with Latin, reggae, global, and new age, ambient, or chant. These are some few sounds or music genre that come under these best African performance category. So in that sense, this is what it means. That is if it enters into the nomination phase. And it says it has the web ID and an entry number for tracking within the Grammy entry system. And it gave an important note. It says, this does not mean Shatawali has been nominated yet. It only confirms that his entry was successfully submitted and accepted into the screening process. From here, this is where it gets interesting. The Recording Academy screens and validates the entries. And it says, only nominees announced by the Recording Academy are considered nominated. So in short, This document confirms that Shatta Wale's song Street Crown was officially submitted and entered into the Grammy consideration process, but is not yet nomination. And that is it. So it is as simple as that. So for people that are having questions about what this actually means, this is it. So in simple terms, when you submit your song to this particular entity, and here this award scheme like Grammy is what we are talking about, what happens is that so many people from different parts of the world submit their songs, and even before they consider it as a song worthy or eligible for consideration, there are so many songs that are scrapped off. There are so many works that are scrapped off that do not even enter into, this is what we call the attention stage. So when people make their submission, they scrutinize them, they sieve them, they look into them in terms of, are they correct songs? Are they the right owners? Are they the people that are supposed to submit the songs? Do these songs even belong to these people? Before they even pack them into their system to say, okay, now let us consider or let us weigh this song among other songs that have been provided to see if they are eligible in this particular category or that particular category. So what happens is that there are so many people who provide their songs to Grammy or who file for nomination but do not even get to this stage. There are so many people who provide their works who do not even get to this stage. Sa letter we omunyebi. That is what it means. Sa letter we omunyebi, because there probably may be some, it is either their songs are not eligible, one, or do not even fall under the calendar, two, or there are certain conversations that NCP that do not even make them qualify even into the consideration stage. That is what the conversation is about. So the moment your product or your song enters into the consideration stage, that is when they send you this letter. For you to understand that, okay, the song that you sent to us for us to nominate you, we have seen it. We have accepted it into our system. And our people are now looking into it on whether or not it stands the chance to be nominated. That is what it means. That is basically what it means. And some people will jubilate about some of these things and you may not understand, because it is not every artist who even gets to this stage. And the moment you get to this stage, there are two things. It is because, one, somebody is going to jubilate or people are going to jubilate, one, because whatever music genre they are championing is getting world attention. That is one of it. Whatever music genre they are championing is getting world attention. You see, we know reggae, we know dancehall. So many people are doing their versions of dancehall. But when you come to Africa, one person that has been a strong pillar in the African version of dancehall, and that is African dancehall, is Shatta Wale. Over the years, in pushing this African dancehall stuff, he has faced so many challenges. Sometimes even from some of his colleagues who even have different names for it, but the same definition anyway. So in that aspect, this is a win for him. The first win of African dancehall has to do with when Apple Music recognized it even as a genre or a category on their Play stores. The next win is this particular one, where now it has entered into the world stage recognition, where now it is very easy for Grammy to say, okay, when this particular genre grows into the skies or grows very big, they probably might consider it, just like they created the African category in Grammys, where Burna Boy Mo were there some time ago. That is the Afrobeats category. This is also going to be one of them. This is going to also be considered and who are the champions or the pioneers of this particular conversations in terms of African dancehall. And it will definitely trace its roots to Ghana. So when you listen to Shatta Wale's statement very well, he was very emphatic that it is being considered. It is under the consideration stage. Whether win or lose, this is to that person who is championing a certain cause but is facing problems and challenges because probably that cause is not popular. That cause is not one that so many people would want to jump on. The moral lesson here is that keep pushing. And one day, that particular dream will come true. One day, that particular move will get that world recognition that you are pushing for. It is no different from what others have also posted. It is no different. The only difference here is the neck pressing that some of the fans are doing. That one is just on the side. For us, I would want to give very educative angle to this particular issue. So some people or so many people don't get confused about it. Now, let me also enter into the reason why some people, I went online and I saw comments, some comments like, oh, Shatta should have waited, say, Onya nomination before he now will post it. And he was say Shatta train Onya nomination now will post it so that, in quote, some people may not throw him or say people are going to throw him. You see, the truth of the matter is that Shatta always uses his life as a learning material for others to emulate and even improve. That is the hard truth that so many people will fail to accept. See, I can tell you on authority that this is not the first time a Ghanaian is getting recognition in Grammy. So this is not the first time. We have so many people that have even had nominations. Some have even gone ahead to win. We have others that have had nominations. Rocky Dawuni has had multiple nominations among some other top producers that we have in the country. So when it comes to Grammy and its recognition, this is not the first one. But what makes this particular post special or conversational has to do with the presentation. How many of the people that we know that have had Grammy recognitions make posts like this? One that you can trace their entry ID. One that you would even know when they even filed for nomination. Before you realize, oh, for your consideration. Ebe try to Ghanaians, and sometimes even the conversation looks as if say the Ghanaian artists are not doing much. The Ghanaian artists do not even have what it takes to even participate. The Ghanaian artists do not even have what it takes for them to also go and compete. But because of this post, now it is going to give people a different perception. And I like the fact that right after this post, now others also have the confidence to also post theirs and not fear. Now others also have the confidence to show people that, oh, I also filed for it. Whether I get it or not, this is how far my filing got. And if not for Shatta Wale to post, because see, people have this in the line in their emails for years. So many people have it. And you treaty Grammy need to say, some secret society be ubi so bia yenchrew. Ubi so bia how to go about it. Some people will prefer to keep like as a secret society, as a call to be, as a sucker would like what do you want to say? But right after making this post, now people have the confidence to talk. People have the confidence to post. And here, I will say congratulations to Epixode. I would say congratulations to Epixode for also, I think his song Choboy has also entered into the consideration stage. And in the morning, we woke up and I also saw a post from Epixode saying, the journey is tough, but it is worth it. Blessing is near. And he hashtag Choboy and hashtag Grammy. And he says, it has the same letter, but this one is, and with Episode's category, it's best jazz performance, or this is being considered. Let me use that word. This is being considered under a different category. This is being considered or is under consideration for a different category. And that is this. This is different from Shatta's own is for the best African performance. The Episode's own is also under consideration for a different category, which is the best jazz performance. And that is what that particular sound is being considered under or is under consideration for. And the songs or the genre that is going to compete with are jazz, traditional pop, contemporary instrumental, and musical theater. And that is what Episode's Choboy is also under consideration for. So these are some of the education or the educational bit that comes with some of these things. I tell you, say Shatawali nebe posting the essay, and cause so many people will have this and will put it like it will slip in their email, thinking, hey, maybe I be posting seminya, they are going to laugh at me. But you have no idea who this thing is going to give confidence. You have no idea who is going to take inspiration from this particular post. Yes, it may not mean anything to anybody. Because after all, there are some people that have been nominated. There are some people that have even won. And that is it. Until you be catch so this is not something that you should jubilate about, because there are others that have had multiple. But you see, at the end of the day, Shatta Wale is telling everybody who has ever chastised any Ghanaian musician that it is not as if their sound. You see, there are so many conversations that sound like, and the Ghanaian sound cannot go international. The Ghanaian sound is not fit for international market. The Ghanaian sound is not this, it's not that, it's not this, it's not that. Now they should tell you something different. They should give you a different perception about how far the Ghanaian sound can go. They should give you a different perception about how far Ghanaian artists are working. And if it is not Shatta Wale that will show this in 2025, how many people are going to? How many people would even have the confidence to say that, okay, my work got to this particular stage and this is how far it went? Whether you like it or not, the international that you people are talking left, right, center, this is one of it. This is a world music entity that is recognizing world music from various sections. So if you are there and you think Ghanaian musicians or Ghanaian music or the Ghanaian sound doesn't travel or doesn't go international, this should prove you wrong. And I am happy, if not for anything at all, Shatta Wale has posted it. He has posted his. If you have evidence of anybody posting his before Shatta Wale, show receipts. Show them. Because to some of us, that is the reason why we would jubilate. Because Adoso, and a local champion, and he is playing show in the bush, and he is doing this, he is doing that. And that no kind and na asem no de na asem so go so kai jan shewa obeba. So at this point, if you have any question about what this particular letter means, that is what I have explained. He filed for nomination, and among the millions of entries that were submitted to the Grammys, his has now entered into the phase of consideration, where if it is being considered, has the chance of entering into the nomination stage. That is what it means. This doesn't mean that Shatta has been nominated yet. This shows that he can be nominated. If your product doesn't enter into this stage, forget nomination. Opa, man, koye flyer, koye billboard. Koye billboard. It will not go anywhere. When the Grammy CEO came to Ghana, he gave some rules of engagement that has to do with Grammy. Of course, you get some people that will probably not understand. And you're yet that. But when you get people to show you the right way, you don't need to make noise. You don't need to go and find somebody over article. You don't need to do anything. Just put in the work and do the right thing. And just like Shatta and Epixode and others that I've also seen online, you can get the recognition that you deserve. It is as simple as that. There is no need for you to go up and down with this, chastise people, call people names and all of that. No. And as this has come, I've seen some people saying, if he doesn't get, you people will run away, you will not do anything. There is nothing that you are going to do that we have not seen in this country before. What are you going to say? That he's a local champion? We hear tire. What are you going to say? That he no get money? We hear tire. Even when his colleague artists were calling him names, he is a curtain raiser, he is a certain man, you could see him, he proved them wrong. He proved them wrong. So what again are you going to say that is going to be different from what we've heard in the past? Nothing. Whatever you are going to say, it will remain on your wall. Everybody has their social media pages or their social media account. And nobody catch you. Just that there is freedom of speech, so you can talk whatever you want to talk. But the freedom after the speech is the one that is not usually guaranteed. So if you want to talk your nonsense, feel free. Talk out. But know the lines in which you tread. Well, this is the Grammy-inspired edition. And as usual, Shatawali has brought another conversation, another phase of the Grammy conversation in the Ghana music industry. I hope you were able to learn something though. If you have not, a day or day. But if you did, and you would want others to also learn, why don't you subscribe, share your views in the comment section, and of course, recommend this channel to others. My name is Roland Amati. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.
The matter chop hot. Assembly Diloto. Hey! Aye! Hey!